morning. It's been a little while since I've done a video, but today's a fitting day to do that. So I got a few stops. I'm pushing to Washington for a while with my wife to get some work done, and then possibly to Colorado. But today I'm knocking out a few things that I need to do before I get up there. One of which is pushing out to Huntington Beach to Tint Pros to get my windshield taken care of, ceramic treated, helps keep the heat out. And then I'm pushing to Anaheim to pick up my new set of wheels, Innov8 Racing. So 17-inch forged beadlocks, super rad, really shiny. Yeah, very excited about that. I'm just gonna, because this mount is not working. So yeah, and then I'm going over to Greg's, wired by Greg, because Greg is gonna finish up the install of my Bulletproof Diesel third brake light. And what I mean by finish up is that he's gonna wire the rigid lights that are on there, which are the A series in amber. And then he's going to rewire my Rugged Race Radio, my 60 watt RM60, to actually be mounted in the vehicle and then ran properly. Oh, and then I have an external speaker for it. So yeah, busy day. I'm gonna show you, take you guys with me, show you the behind the scenes, I guess. What's going on, everyone? Sorry I meant to film when I was at Tint Pros, but I didn't. I think I got some footage from last time, so I'll just use that. Good morning. As you can see above me, I am here at Tint Pros in Huntington Beach. One of my buddies, Greg, who I was introduced to by Jerry over at Camberg, is going to be handling the ceramic tint on the Raptor. So we're going to be doing windows. I'm not going to say which ones, but yeah, super excited. So let's go walk inside and get some behind the scenes, eh? Alright guys, that is a wrap here at Tint Pros, Huntington Beach. Truck looks way better. Now I just gotta remember not to roll down my rear windows. So huge thanks to Greg and the team over here at Tint Pros. So I'm sitting out, I'm at my second stop, which is Greg. I ate 7-Eleven food, thanks Greg. And I was actually on time. And then, look at this guy in his van. Hey Greg, why does it say free candy on the side of your van?
What's up?
Why does it say free candy on the side of your van?
I don't doubt it.
I fell for it. I'm going right into that sucker. So yeah, we're gonna pull the Raptor in, and we're gonna get installing on this RM60 race radio, get it properly mounted and ran, and then we're going to work on the third brake light with the rigid A series and the rugged antenna. Let's do this. For those with Raptors, I already mentioned it, but that's the Bulletproof Diesel third brake light mount. So you can either do single NMO, which ends up going in the center of the third brake light, or you could do dual, which I did because the dual was available and I'm impatient. So got that really nifty thing. Takes 2 seconds to install. So what provides all this power, oops, let me find that little thing. There it is. Ah, it's a full throttle battery. Ignore that because that's going away. That's what we're getting rid of right now. I gotta clean this thing. But yeah, full throttle battery. This is their FT850 94R, so it's a direct replacement to the Raptor, and this thing is a beast. It is a beast. There's so many trucks here. It's its own shop. Until next time. All right, guys, we're here. Innov8 Racing. So what's really cool about Innov8 is they're US made. Okay, they are forged billet wheels and they're beadlocks. So, gone on a few camping trips with this gentleman, spent some good time. And the one thing I'm all about, supporting good people. So I'm gonna be testing out some wheels, gather some content. I can't wait to show you guys what they look like here soon. But first, let's go in and learn a little bit more about Innov8. All right, guys, here we are. Innov8, say hello.
Yeah,
introduce
what's
yourself.
happening? Yeah, good to meet you, Instagram people.
Instagram people. It's also going to go on YouTube, but I'm still learning how to
YouTube
use that.
people.
But anyways, so yeah, we're here at Innov8. I'm going to be rocking a set of G500s.
Yeah. Right.
And how would you describe the finish?
Yeah, we call it raw machined. So it's about I always tell people it's about as naked as it gets. So it literally comes off the CNC machine. We don't put a lot of time into it because we make sure before it goes to the CNC machine, it's like top notch and perfect. So when we machine it, we clean it, and we hand it off to the customer. So it's about as naked as it gets.
Naked's fun.
Yeah.
It's a party. So tell me a little backstory. How did Innov8 get started? How long you been doing this? What's your primary market, and what separates you from the rest?
Yeah, so I've been making forged wheels for quite some time. So one of our biggest advantages is really, I used to work at the forging company. So going way back, I worked at the forging company up in Oxnard, California. So I used to do the tooling design, the wheel design, a lot of for like big rigs and military contracts. And then it kind of segued into motorcycle wheels for a long time. Worked at Performance Machine shortly after, and I stayed there for maybe 10 or 12 years, I think, something like that. And then we launched PM Truck Wheels, which some people are familiar with. We were kind of a small brand at that time. Yeah, kind of fought with the corporate people a little bit. I won't go into too much detail on.
I think everyone has to go through that sometimes. Yeah.
I'm a creative engineer dork, so like you don't necessarily align with corporate people all that often. So yeah, once that kind of met a kind of a stopping point or a fork in the road, Innov8 was born. So like we had a great advantage because we had a really strong dealer network with PM Truck Wheels. A lot of people already knew what we were up to, and really Innov8 was like the evolution of that. So we were able to really kind of have a really good starting point. We already had some momentum a little bit, so it was really kind of a name change, I guess, if you want to call it that. I went off on my own, independent, funded it myself, which painful, of course, but here we are, and appreciate all our great customers that really did it, helped us build this thing. So
I'm gonna flip the camera around because my arm's getting tired.
Guy, you're okay with that maintenance, you're going to use it. You might run lower air pressure and sand, soft, whatever, different driving styles, things like that. The beadlocks afford you that ability, like when we were pre-running down in Mexico, we had to go do that little beach section, right? And then all of us were driving around aggressively in the sand, cornering pretty heavily. That's where beadlocks are nice, right? We were all pretty low PSI. Yeah. And then still you can go have fun. So that's the beauty of beadlocks.
And then we went with a 17 by...
It's a 17 by 9.
17 by 9.
It gives you... The 9 is a good spot to be. A lot of race tires, a lot of bigger tires these days are either 12.5 wide or 13.5 wide. So the 9 actually fits those tires, gives you a good tire profile. You don't get a lot of like crowning of the shape of the tread and all that. So the 9's a good. Everybody in the race community, everybody kind of 9 inches where you got to go to get the good tire size and shape.
And then what's the offset and backspace on these?
Yeah, we went with the 4.5 backspace, which in the 17 by 9 is going to be a negative 12 millimeter offset. So this is the most aggressive fitment we would make for Raptors. So perfect for if you're running, big upper control arms with big uniballs, and then you have your fiberglass fenders and stuff. So it's going to be the widest setup that we offer.
And then it gives you the ability to still keep the wheel, say if you were to convert over to going long travel from your mid travel setup and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I always tell, especially Raptor guys, you're building your truck in stages. You got to be real careful that you don't kind of build yourself into a corner, right? You don't want to get your wheels and then find out like it doesn't even clear your upper control arm or something simple like that.
Which, especially with the Raptor, is super tight. Like even right now, it's like not even a quarter inch away from the wheel.
Yeah, so anything that's kind of stock fitment wouldn't even fit as soon as you do like UCA modifications or different shocks and stuff like that. So you got to get the wheels out a little bit. The other downside, everybody knows it too, you don't want to mess up your scrub radiuses and your steering too. One of the weak links in Raptors, right, is your steering and your tie rods and stuff like that. So we don't go too wide Like there's a few other companies that go really aggressively wide, but then it turns into steering issues and other issues. So we stick with like the -12 offset is the most aggressive. We've found it's good. You know, you're still going to need to do some steering upgrades and stuff if you're really driving your truck hard, but this is the best way. For more stock, non-fiberglass equipped Raptors, we would get you into like a 0 mil offset, so like a 5-inch backspace. It'll get you tight to your UCAs, but it won't go too far.
Got it.
So.
Cool. Let's take a look at these.
Yeah, probably over-packaged them, but I wanted to show everybody kind of how you're going to get your wheels, right?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
like, you get the inserts. We like it. UPS ships their stuff, so like you know, you guys know the deal. Like, gotta be careful. So and then with yours, we went with the Tech Light rings too. So if you guys been keeping up on our new rings and stuff, so the new Tech Lights. So the beauty of the Tech Light ring is that it's a 1/2-inch thick ring, so it's got the recessed bolts, so you can protect your bolts when you're out there off-roading. But it doesn't weigh any more than like a conventional 3/8 thick ring. We call it the standard ring. So the Tech Light's cool. You get higher strength, bolt protection with the same weight as like the conventional old school rings that everybody's kind of used to. So yeah, it's you kind of got the top of the top.
Cream of the crop.
Yeah.
And then the finish, so what's different than normally?
Here, we'll zip this off. Yeah, so the rings are just going to be a black powder coat, so nothing too fancy.
Sorry,
with
not
that.
the rings. I meant the actual wheel.
The wheel, yeah, we went the raw. Over the last few years, I've been really pushing the raw machine finish. It's good. It's classic.
Plain, simple.
It's kind of like a finish, like a long-term finish, which is really cool. Like you can always bring it back. You know what I mean? Like you'll run it, it'll get a little foggy, whatever, and you can always hit it with some Mother's aluminum polish and brighten it back up. So this wheel is going to be as shiny as you want it to be, right? So if you don't like it, you can actually hit it with a little bit of Scotch-Brite and WD-40, and you can bring the shine down, or you can bring it with Mother's and bring it back up and get it super shiny, which I think is cool. Like you pick your Sunday, you get a 6-pack of beer, and you make your wheel shiny, you know, or maybe you go the other way.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever you want to do.
Depends on the mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, those are
So
piece of art.
The raw gives you that ability where if you were anodizing it, powder coating it, whatever, you get what you get.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
You know, one other cool thing, maybe a lot of people don't even know this, we don't spend a lot of time advertising it, but double drill on beadlocks, right? So we run a 24-bolt pattern, pretty conventional, same as a lot of other companies out there, but we double drill them. So if you're out in the wilderness and you pop a couple beadlock bolts or something happens out there, you get a flat, you can always take your ring off, rotate, get your tire seated back on, air it back up, and get back on the road. So broken beadlock bolts do happen when you're driving aggressive, you know, so like allowing you double bolt pattern means you don't have to figure out a way to pull the bolt out and get back on the road or try to, you know, fix something weird. You can just rotate it, get bolts back in it, and get home. So
Perfect.
it's something we've done. It's extra cash when we manufacture them, but whatever. We found that it's something that we're willing to do.
What a lot of people know who follow is I tend to have some weird luck. And I don't like saying bad luck, I'll just say weird luck. So
yeah,
no, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, having the protected bolts does help that. You know, sometimes you can hit a rock or something just right and it shears a bolt head off and then you start losing air. So having the Tech Light rings, it's kind of preventing some of that ahead of the time, but like, you know, whatever. We double drill them. We love it. It's something we've done, you know, since day one. It's a cool safety factor.
Absolutely. Well, I think the next step is to get these loaded and then get them on the truck. So as most people know, I'm shooting up to Washington, so I am going to take these with me and get them installed while I'm up there because I am running out of time. But yeah, I really appreciate you taking the time, man.
Awesome, man.
And
Thanks
hopefully you
for coming
guys,
by.
if you guys have any questions, what's the best way for people to get in contact with you?
Yeah, the best is email. You know, I always tell people, go to the website, Innov8Racing.com. So Innov8, I-N-N-O-V with the number 8. Don't type in the whole word Innov8. Yeah, so Innov8Racing.com. Jump to the page, get on the, you know, email us. If you're on Instagram, DM us. We're pretty darn fast at all that.
They're very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not gonna lie about that.
Yeah, we're pretty good on the phone too. I'll say we're not bad on the phone, but email and DMs are super good.
And then what's the lead time currently on, say, if they're a Raptor person, they want the G400s or G500s? What's the current lead time?
Yeah, almost everything is built to order. We do stock some of the Raptor stuff. So if you're, I wouldn't say we stock everything. General lead time for manufacturing is 4 to 6 weeks, depending on finishes. But like I said, if we have it here in raw finish, you can get it immediately almost if we do have it. Otherwise, generally a couple weeks just to get it, finished up, anodized. So.
General stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Well, see you guys in a bit. On to the next stop.